Hi guys, the microphone is back and I'm also back home, but I won't be back home for very long. So I thought before I fly out to China tomorrow, I would do a quick life update because a lot has gone on since my last update, and I've done a similar video like this about this time last year when I did a what am I doing next summer, how did I find second year kind of video. And now, since I've finished my third year, there's a lot more to talk about, there's a lot more to reflect on, and I don't want this to be super long, but I want to keep you in the loop because, YouTube is something that I've always loved, and I'm very grateful to everyone who has subscribed here. So I want to carry it on, and that means keeping you guys updated when things happen. So today has been a very chill day. Most of my days since my graduation has been pretty chill. So if you don't know, for the Cambridge Medicine degree, we have 3 years of preclinical studies, and I've just graduated from that. So I've finished 3 years of studying, and I have 3 more years, and that's mostly going to be work in hospitals until I become a junior doctor. Now, for your first 2 years, you study medical sciences. So that's all sorts of things like anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, blah, blah, blah. And for the third year, you have free reign over anything you want to choose. So I decided to choose theology, which is why you might have been confused with the title of some of my videos this year. Also, please ignore that toothpaste stain. I've been trying to get it out all day, but every time I rub it with water, it just stays in. Anyway, so my year of studying theology has been great. I think my reading speed has really increased. That is one good thing about studying humanities, that you read a lot of books and a lot of articles, so your reading speed increases, and that is going to be really important for me in the future because I think I want to work on a new blog, and I've just started it, so I'm going to link it in the description if you want to subscribe to my blog. And I'm going to be writing about a lot of things, mostly about what I'm learning as a Christian, and a lot of book reviews, because I think, especially when I'm young and have got lots of learning to do from other people, it's good to read books and to hear what people who are wiser and more knowledgeable have to say about life. So that's what I've been spending today doing. I've been reading my Seasons of Sorrow by Tim Challies. I started it quite a while ago, but I haven't finished it yet, so I'm almost finished it now, and that's going to be my first book review on my blog, and I'm going to post it very soon after I post this video. Anyway, that was a slight tangent. Now back to theology in third year. I'm very pleased to say, all by the grace of God, that I graduated with a first class in my theology studies. So that was a surprise. The modules that I took were New Testament Greek, I took theology and literature, and Christ, Salvation and Trinity, and an Old Testament paper called Israel in Exile. I enjoyed all of those. For theology and literature, I had to write 2 coursework essays. One was on Beloved by Toni Morrison, the other on Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. And the other ones are fairly self-explanatory, although Israel in Exile was very, very interesting because as a Christian, like, the whole Bible is, well, not just as a Christian, without that phrase, the whole Bible is inspired by God and useful for teaching and learning and hearing from God. And actually, I don't know a lot of the Old Testament and the history of Israel as a nation and God's chosen people, and studying that Old Testament module made me appreciate the history of Israel and its geopolitics and why exile happened, why was the temple destroyed, that kind of thing. And that was super interesting, and seeing all the links to Jesus now is super cool and super interesting. So apart from that, and that's also another thing, because now that I've got a first class degree in theology, which obviously it's theology and that's different to medicine, and it's like hard to get a first in medicine or whatever. now I can say that I've officially progressed academically, literally, throughout all of my 3 years at Cambridge so far. So I don't know whether you know, I don't think I've shared before, but in my first year, I got a 2-2. It was very close to a 2-1, but one of my modules really dragged it down. And in my second year, I got a 2-1. And in my third year, I got a first. So that's been a nice progression, and it's good to see that hard work or working smarter and not harder actually pays off. So I will probably do a video maybe sometime in the future about how I kind of optimize my studying as I progressed in age throughout my years in Cambridge. But I'm glad all the studying of preclinical medicine is basically over, because that was a very intense 3 years, and lots of people go through lots of mental struggles and difficulties because the course is extremely full on and very hard to balance with like life and like thriving in general. So I'm very grateful to God for bringing me through these 3 years, and graduation was a great time. Yeah, I might upload a vlog about it in the future. Now on to my summer plans. So I've been at home the last couple of weeks. I've been to a couple of weddings, some Mabels after exams are over, obviously graduation, various fun activities, going to church, even just resting, because I was very tired after the end of graduation and coming back home, because it's just a lot of socializing and being with other people and feeling like you should be being with other people. And it's just so hard to rest at university when you're stuck in one room your entire time. Not unlike home, when you can move from your bedroom to the kitchen to the piano room to the garden, whatever. Uni is like, you're like in one room, and it's quite overwhelming. And I didn't realize that until I came back home. But anyway, apart from a couple of health incidences, I won't go into them, but one led to me having had a cannula in my arm, if you can see the bruising there. So that was an interesting experience, because I've never had a cannula in before. It actually kind of hurt, especially when the fluids were going in, and I was like, ow, yeah, and you have to keep your arm straight, and that's like quite tiring. But anyway, it's a good experience before I start clinical medicine, because I know what it feels like to have a cannula in. And that was last week. So now that I've recovered, I'm actually going to China tomorrow. And in China, in Asia, until I start 4th year clinical school. And I just wanted to tell you about what I'm doing. So I have a little internship with Hong Kong Metropolitan University. I'll be working as a technical research assistant there. I'll be working in Hong Kong for a little bit, and then I'll be working from home with my dad, who is living in China at the moment. And I'll be visiting my relatives. It will just be a good time. It'll be very, very warm, very hot, very different environment to this cool and wet summer that we're having in England right now. But I haven't been back to China for 5 years, and it's time for me to go and to see my family, to just like eat lots of food, and hopefully have a God-honouring summer. I want to write more on my blog, to read more books. I want to keep on posting on my YouTube channel, and I just want to live and steward this life well. I think the more that I'm alive, not that I've been alive for very long, the more I realise each day is basically all we have. All we have is today, and this life we have is not our own. Our relationships aren't our own. They all belong to God. And I've realised more in recent weeks how much I've failed in many areas in life, how sinful I am, in ways that I haven't fully realised before, or haven't thought about much before. And I want to take this summer as a time to develop my character, to read the Bible more, because at the end of the day, people are going to remember you for your character, not about what you got in your exams, or I don't know, anything else that is worldly and temporary. Of course, those things are good and we can celebrate them, and we should work for God in our studies, in various other things. But what's most important is that we are good in our character. And I fail a lot at that. So I'm going to try and improve my character this summer. That is my main goal. So I hope to see you in future videos or in my blog. Please subscribe to my blog. I'll be hopefully posting a lot. And message me on my website, which is my blog, if you want some private tutoring, because I'll hopefully have time over summer to meet with some people for those if you'd like some help. So, yeah, bye.